Hey guys, welcome back to Coding with Fun. Welcome back to the stream series where I'm working on a real world project called Shopping Manager. This is a website solution for a local store. In the last video, I worked on a auth routes. You can find you can find a link for the full playlist in the description if you wanna look the whole process of on this project. uh, Looks like I have a wrong project open. Let me just open it again. So in today's stream we will be working on a users route. So basically this route will be used by admin, where your admin can manage different users account. So let me just open it. Okay, close that one. Hi Shivani, welcome to the chat. If you are live, feel free to drop a message. I would love to chat with you guys. Okay, so let me just start our backend server. We will run the dev environment. Okay, and it's running. So here what I did in the last stream, I created this login controller, and today we'll be working on users routes. So let's start working on them. And let's import Express in this file. Hey Parth, welcome to chat. So I will just create a router with Express, and we will just export it. Okay, we will just import this file in the index. And we will give it a path .use pi version 1 users. Yeah, I will go with the users rather than user, I guess. Router. Okay, so if let's test our users route. We'll just create a dummy one for now, which will just response with hello user, I guess. Okay, our server is started. Let's just open Postman. Okay, it should be users and the root route, and it should be get request. Oh, cannot read property get up undefined. And why is that? Oh, it should be Ah, oh, okay, that shouldn't be there. Yeah, and it works. We are getting hello user in the response. So let's start working on this route. So what admin should be able to do, should be able to create new account, edit existing account, and delete account. In the edit account, we will also let him to change password. So those are the routes, or those are the things that users route should be able to do. So let's start working on that. So first of all, we will create a route for creating new users by admin. So let's just do that. Route.post to create you know what, I will just, I think, yeah, I will, let me just go with create. 10-second break. So in all of this route, we will first need to make sure that all the requests are coming from admin, not from any other user. So for that, we will need a validator. Okay. First of all, let's just response with let's just create a validator first. Let me just search that if there is an option to create a middleware for a router itself. Okay. Using Express middleware. Yeah, I think we will just need to go with the usual middleware process workflow. Yeah, that's the answer for this question. Just to use it dot middlewares.js constant. Let's first of all find that user is admin. So let's just check is user admin, which will be a middleware. We will export this function. Let me just rename it because we are as it is a middleware, so it will make sense that writing it like as a sentence rather than a question. And right here we can test that user is admin. First of all, okay, so let's just check what information we are sending with the JWT. So that's the username, token, and message. So we can abstract username from this token, and we can make sure that we can run it from the database, and we can see that if it's admin or not. So that's what we will do. Do I have a no? We will need to make a match, I guess, or what's that function called? Yeah, it's decode. Let's decode the token. We will get a token from there. Wait a minute. Let me just bring up this function from GWT. It should have a decode function here. We can use verify. We'll pass token. We will pass a secret value, I guess, and we get a function. Okay. Okay, yeah. So it returns without verifying if the signature is valid. So I don't think so. We will use that function. We will rather use the decode function. Oh, sorry, verify function. Secret the public key and options and callback. Okay. So we do have options here, and that's the secret key. Let's just use verify instead decode. We are expecting to get token value itself. We don't want a bearer space token, so we will write this function that way. Hey Anand, welcome to the stream. So let's just decode the function. We will return a new promise as we did in the sign token function. Resolve and reject. Let's just verify. The token we got from parameters, and we will pass the secret key, and we will also pass the option, and then we will get a function. And it should be payload. Yeah, decoded. Okay. We'll do the same thing. Otherwise, we will pass the decoded value. Okay, and we will export this function. Oh, it should be decode. Yeah. Okay. First of all, we will need another middleware called is user logged in, because this will be a common middleware which we can use multiple times to secure our different routes. Basically, this middleware will let only those users to make a request which has valid token, so which means like a user is logged in. So that's what we will do. Auth logged in. Let's just keep it auth dot middleware .js. Okay, that's a wrong naming convention. It will be smaller, and this should be small as well. It should still work. Yeah. This is a typo. Coding with fun. The username. No, it's not a typo. I think the coding, like with the coding with fun with the O wasn't was already taken. So that's why I just replaced O with the 0. Okay, let's work with the auth route. Should be request, response, and next. Okay, so what we will do in this function is basically first we will check it that first we will verify the token, then make sure that user exists, and I think that's all we need to do. We will also add username to the request object. Okay, yeah, we will need to add the second step. Yeah, so let's just verify the token. For that we will just import the function, the decode function that we just coded. It should be GAWT, I guess. And I can do it. I can just grab the function out of it, decode token. Yeah. So let's just first grab token from request. I think I can do JSON and to string. Let's just log out the token. Let's make a request to create route. It will be a post request and we should get null, I guess. Oh, we haven't imported this, we haven't used this middleware. Let's just use it in the index file. And we will use it for users route. Auth middleware auth user is logged in. Okay, now we should get can you read properly to a string of 25. Yeah, so the thing is we are not sending any headers, any headers with authorization key, so that's why it's failing. So yeah, first of all we will need to make sure that the request has an authorization token in the field. So let's just do that. If the token does not exist, we will just response dot status and we will just set it as 400 bad request, and we will just send an error to next function. We just do a bad request. So now it should respond with 400 error rather than 500. Yeah, 400 bad request. Yeah, it was working. So now we need to implement. So if at this point a token exists in the headers, and we can make sure by, let's just log in first, log into the route. Login. I think your body has a value. Yeah, just grab this one. We'll grab the token. Why does, oh okay, yeah, it's get request should be post. Okay, username password is invalid. Did I change the value? Okay. Yeah, I changed the value there. It should be with the K. I think I removed the K while I was testing it. And we should get the token. Yeah, that's our token. I just grab it. Please use here. Add the headers, authorization, and the values token. Send the request. And we should have good, yeah, and we are logging out the token. Oops, yeah, okay. So let's just we will just need to grab token from this whole value. So we will do that now. So let's just do that. Middleware. Okay. So then token means, okay, the token value will change it with token and the second value should be, oh, I will need to split it first. Let me just do it like this one. First of all, I will make sure that it is a string. Then we will split it where the space is, and we will use the second value from the split functions output, and we should get the token now. So let's just make a request again. Oh, it shouldn't be constant, it should be let. And when I make a request, yeah, we are just getting the token, and we are also making sure that it is a, yeah, we are also making sure that it's a string, so that's a good thing. And at this point we will verify the token, so let's just do that. Decode token, pass this token value. Then at this point this token is valid, so we will get the decoded value, and we will pass the username at here. So at this point we will just grab the username from decoded value and pass it to the request object, and we will also make sure that the user exists in the database. So let's do that. Constant username. Oh, I can restructure it inside the parameters, and then we can find TV user. I just need to import the user model first. Let me know if you can't hear me properly. I have shifted my stream setup a bit, so I'm not sure how good it is. Require user. Okay, user model. Fine. We'll pass the username and execute this function. I will also need to convert this function as a async, and I will await this request. At this point we should get a DB user. So if the user does not exist in the database. Oh, thanks for the tip, Mr. Pejri. I will increase the voice a bit. Is it good now? I think I doubled the volume and yeah, great, thanks. Okay, so we can make sure that the user exists in the database at this point. So if the user does not exist, then we will just error out that it's a bad request. So what's the case at this point is someone has stolen the token, and that user has been already deleted from the database, and someone is trying to do a phish attack with that token. So that's what we are filtering it out at this point. So we will just error out that new error that it's a bad request. I usually don't pass out very descriptive errors in the API because it will give too much information to the hackers or any other user. If some normal user is trying to make a request, a user does not need to get more information than this, that's saying that he's tried to make a wrong request. So that's why I just use bad request, a simple and very general message. We will also change the status to 404. So it does give kind of a idea that you are trying to make a bad request, but it's a it's a bad request, but it does indicate that the user does not exist. I think it will be okay. It's yeah, and at this point we will just return out from this function. And now we will add the username in the request object. So request dot username is equal to it should be a db user dot username. Okay, let me just take a look in 503. 503 HTTP. Is it 403? I guess it's 403. Yeah, it's 403. Forbidden errors indicates that server understood the request but refuses to. Oh yeah, that's perfect. Thanks, Mr. PhD. Yeah, so I will just change it to 403, and we'll pass this username to the request object. It will be really useful when we are working on the nested routes, so we can easily grab the username and we can make queries. This thing is itching me. Let me just rename it. it should be small db. Otherwise, if there is an error, then we'll just catch it and we will pass it to the next function with that error message. So at this point, as we have added the username in the request object, and so in the our user middleware where we are testing that if the user is admin, if the user is admin, so that we can just make sure we can just grab the admin username from the environment and we can just compare it that if it's an admin account or not. Mr. PhD, yeah, Mr. PhD asking that what framework is this? Looks unfamiliar. I am using Express and we are coding a backend right now. We are coding a JSON API and it's kind of a framework, I guess. I see Express as a more like a library because you can create your backend however, like in whatever manner you want. So not sure if you are getting it, but yeah, but Express is like, it's kind of a React. You use different libraries and create your own backend. Okay, so let's just compare it in the at this point. So if request dot username would equal to this value, you can I have added the playlist link in the description and you can find all the videos, all the streams where you can find, like on the first stream I set up this whole framework, so you will get an idea how it works. So if it's not an admin, we can just respond to it with status of 403. We will just, yeah, I will just enter next error. Yeah. Otherwise, we will just continue the request. And we will import this middleware in the user index file. Rather than importing it in the user index file, I think we can just import it on the index file so that we don't need to add middleware in each routes, right? We can protect this whole nested route. So yeah, that's what I will do. Const user. Wait a minute. I think I can move this function to the auth middleware. It will make more sense there rather than putting it in under the user, because I will be using it in different routes as well. So yeah, let me just move this function. I can just cut whole part. And I can import it in the index. I have already imported the auth middleware in the index file and we can just use it right here. Middleware dot is user is admin. So at this point all the requests at this route will be accessible to only those users who are logged in and those who are the admin, and any other user cannot access any of the routes under users. Yeah, so that is a good thing. Okay, and let me just close all these files here. Oh, I accidentally closed VS Code. I'm already in server. Okay, so in the index file, in the create folder, we will be expecting two values, a username and a password. Yeah, I think we can use a validator. I think I used in this one. No, I didn't use it though. It should be this one. Yeah, I will just use the login volume validator for users. I won't ask user to, like, I won't ask admin to enter confirm password, because admin is creating a like accounts for users, so he is familiar with what password it is, and so that is the reason, and it isn't required in this case. So that's why I am ditching that idea, that adding a confirm password field. Hey Smith, welcome to the stream. So I will just use that validator, and I have coded that validator as a middleware function, so I can just import it in user index file. I will import it as user validator, so it will make sense in this context. Auth login validator. Just use login validator here. And now if the post request does not has an username and password value in the body, it will fail. The request will fail. JWT secret key is not defined. Why? Wait a minute. Did I make any changes? No. It does have the JWT secret key. Auth middleware. Line 22. So it should be, I think it's under decode token, and so yeah, it's this file. Oh, it should be JWT settings. It crashed again. Oh, I am not responding anything to the create route, I guess. I am responding it. It's a login validator. So Login validator has schema, username, password, that's required, that is also required. User awaits schema.validate, request.body, fresult.error, and we are responding to with that, otherwise next. Okay, at some point it got stuck, not sure why. So let's just go to the request. I'll just go to the index file first. So the request is going there, user is logged in and user is admin, so that's what it is checking first. So let's make sure that it is passing user is logged in middleware. Oh yeah, it should I didn't complete the function. So let's make the request again, and it's still in the loophole. Okay, if the request dot username is not equal to process.admin username, then it's setting status as 404, and yes, okay, that's all good. Otherwise we are continuing the function. Oh yeah, I am not putting in the next function. Yeah, so once we set the username in the request object, we will continue the request to the next middleware. Okay, yeah, this should work. Access forbidden, at user is admin. Auth middleware line 30 10. That's undefined. Oh yeah, so I think I found the problem. I am using find function, so it is finding it will return an array of all the results, but I want find one which will return an object. So now I can grab username from the object. Before it was trying to grab object value from this array, so that's why it was using, like, it was setting as undefined, and now it should work. Let's make a SAN request. Now it's a bad request. Okay, and it's line 17. There is no DB user. Why? Just, I think the decoded function is a bit different. Like the decode token function returns something else. I thought it was an object, like with the payload that we sent in the token. Wait a minute. Did I set the whole user as a username? Okay, I will need to make some changes. So JWT library, I am getting a user. Oh yeah, it should be user dot username. I will need to grab another token. Okay, yeah, it's much shorter now. And now it should invalid signature. Why would that be? Nested. Yeah. Okay. I am getting password and hashed password. What is that? Okay, let me use it. So I am passing username as a payload, so I should be getting username in the return. So when I log the decoded value, at this point, yeah. JWT invalid signature. Okay. Username is not defined. Okay, yeah. I think I copied the wrong token. And then I can just, yeah, I can just grab username now. Username is required. Yeah, so yeah, it is validating the body now. So if I will add a username, let's say John, and it will send an error because it doesn't have password. Yep, password is required. If I also try to put some invalid characters, it will say that username with the John. Yeah, fails to match the username pattern. Yeah, so that's nice. We will test it with the password as well. Password, and it should be, let's just go with password, most secure password in the world. Okay, password, and this won't create a record, I guess, for now. We just send a message. Yeah, hello user. Yeah, that's good. So if I try to send a wrong password, like invalid characters, it will, it is we are getting the validation error now. So that's good. So at this point we will create a like we are validating the data. Now we can start creating the record in the database. So let's just do a change it to user, new user. The username will be from the body. To string, trim it. Do the same with the password. And once we have all this value, we can just save it to the database. Then we can send out the message that we will get a user from the database. TV response. State is 200, and we'll just send out the message that created user I think I am I am letting users to add few special characters. Let me just bring it up. Yeah, although your point is right that they should create the different, like I should let them use special characters. Let me just make sure, which character should I use? Just to use in passwords. That's a really good point. Can I use in my password? I think I will let few characters, like and this percentage and $sign as well, maybe hash. And this, yeah, I think that's all I should let. Yeah, I think that's good enough, I guess. Thanks for the showing. Thanks for pointing out that characters, Mr. PhD. Yeah, like after your comment, I think I should change my all the projects that I created in the past, and because I let the users to use only underscore as a password. Yeah, I think I should change it in the future. Okay, where was I? The controller. Okay. Created user, and then we will just pass the username from the DB user and the message that if we get any error on catch, I think there was a let me just there was an error code that we get from MongoDB for, like, if the unique field has, like, if I'm trying to add a document with the same value. So that's what I'm trying to find. For duplicate key. Yeah, code is 11,000. That's the code. I just log out the error for now. We will make a request with John, which has a password called password. At first try, it should it should create a user. Cannot read property username of undefined. User.user next.js. That's user.index line 12. It should be body and password. That was a silly mistake. Okay, and yeah, the John is created, and if we try to create another account with the same username, it should error out. And yeah, that's it. So error dot code should be 11,000. Yeah, so that's what we will use. If db error dot code is equal to 11,000, then I will set a status code called what was it the 401? Yeah, 409 conflict. We will response that user already exists, and I will pass the error code. That's 409. Oh, I am already doing that in the middleware, I think. Oh, I am not responding. I will pass this as an error to the next function, and then my error handler will handle it. Yeah, that will be much better choice. Okay, and we are returning at this point. Otherwise, we will just next with the database error. Hey Andrew, welcome to the stream. So now we should get a proper response. User already exists, so that is cool. So we have completed the created route. At this point, we will need to create edit route and delete route. So let us work on the edit route first. Okay, most of the things will be the same. Just copy paste it. Post route to users and then the ID. We will use the login valid, the same login validator value. We won't be creating new user because at this point we will need to find that user exists in the database. So let's just do that. User dot find one. I think I will need to keep the username from this. Yeah. Okay, and we should get the user at this point, and we'll execute this function. If the DB user does not exist, which means user does not exist in the database, then we can just respond with 404. Just send a error saying that user does not exist. And we will return out from the function. Otherwise, we will update the values. Okay, db user dot username. I think we won't let, yeah, user won't, admin won't be able to change the username, but he can only change the password. So we'll just use that password to string and trim, and then we are just saving the DB user, and we will change it to the edited user. Okay, I think I will need to make few changes. User has been updated successfully. We won't get this error because we are not creating any new user, so we won't get that duplicate error code. Thing is, we change it with username, and we can get, I forgot, let me just get how we can get parameters from request. Oh, can I do that? I was not aware. Oh, I never knew that I can just pass next in the catch function, and it will pass the parameters. That's pretty cool. I have used this request parameters a lot in the past, but like I haven't been coding Express application for like around 3 or 4 months, and I totally forgot that. Okay, so yeah, I think it should be, so I will use request dot params dot username to string and find this. So this way we can also let admin change the username of user. So this way, like in the before case where I was using the username that was provided in the body, which was causing the issue where when we try to find that user in the database, it won't work because basically user is sending the new username that he wants, right? So right now we are using the username from the route, and user will provide a different username in the request body, which we will update it at this point. I am not sure though if we can update a unique key value. I think so. Hey Anand, welcome back to the stream. And I will also trim it. So yeah, 200 user has been updated successfully. Next. So let's try out this route. We have created the John user. Let's send a, oh, I think I should also change the request type to the patch or put. I think I will go with the put. Okay, and we will pass quick stretch. I do realize that I am not hashing the password at this point, but I will do it once I complete the both routes. Oh, so I am so what my point is, I want I want to let admin change the username as well. So in the front end, we can make a request with the old username at this route, and in the body we will have the new username which we are updating right at this point, and this way user like admin will be able to change the username of the existing user. So that's what I was trying to accomplish. So I think it should work. I might remove it if it doesn't work. So let's just see, and let's make a request. John1, we won't provide a password. Yeah, I will also need to make sure that if this exists, then pass this value, otherwise use the same value as this one. I will need to change the validator as well. I close the VS Code again. I will go with update, I guess. Export this function. The thing is, it won't be required. The same goes with the password. Wait a minute, I changed this thing. Oh, oh yeah. I think, yeah. Sorry, I just got confused with something else. Okay, and I think everything else is good. Don't need to make any changes. We'll import this in the user. I will need to change this name to create validator. Okay. And it should work now. Oh, I already have users in the index in the index route, I guess. Yeah. tbuser.save is not function. Ouch. It should be. Oh, also need to await it. Yeah, it is working now. I did enable the low latency, so I think it's way lower delay than the last video. It was in the normal latency. I want to go with the ultra low latency, but I am having issues with the internet at my home at current position, so that's why I can't use ultra latency. Sorry about that. So let's just, yeah, so at this point I am able to change the username, and if I make the request again, it should fail because the user with the John username does not exist. Yep, that's good. And with the John 1, can change it back to John. Yeah, it works now. Okay, and the last route for this one will be the delete one, which will be again username only, and thanks Parth. I am using my iPhone as a webcam, so it did improve the quality of my stream. Okay, let's just delete the user. We will need to do the same thing, this point, and we will also need to create a validator for this one. it will be a bit different because we just need a username. Wait a minute, do I need it? Nah, I don't need it because we are getting username from the route. Yeah, so I can just skip that validated part here. So I am making a request to the database and finding the user. So if the user does not exist, we are saying that we are responding with the 404. Otherwise, we will just delete the user. We will get the deleted document. So I don't think so I need it in the response. Successfully, and we will also pass the username. Yeah, I was using Windows machine before I bought this MacBook, and I was using terminal for a while, and it is pretty good in compared to the old terminal, the old console. It's pretty nice. Oh, true. Yeah, I don't need it. Yeah, true. I am not very good at regex. I am still learning it, but yeah, thank you so much for that. I learned a new thing that I really don't need those min max if I create a regex properly. Thanks for the tips. I will just remove it. Just two. And there is two less line in my code. Cool. So now we are deleting the user. Otherwise we will just pass there. That's cool. You created it with the Python. That's nice. Okay, and it should work. So let's just try deleting the John from the database. It will be a delete request. Send it. Oh, it should be a sync. User has been deleted successfully, and if I I don't have a root. I don't have a route where I can list all the users. Let me just create it very quickly. It should be the get route, and it should be the root one. We will make request to the database. Execute. We will await this function. Make this function as async, and we will await this request. And now we will just respond to it with the status code of 200, and it should be status. and there is just one user exist called admin, so that's nice. Android, I'm using MongoDB, and I'm using Mongoose to connect with the database. I will also need to remove password and some other fields from this list as well. Thanks, Andrew. I think I prefer Mongoose because uh, it's real, like it's very similar to objects, I guess. The way I write, the way I write Express, and I kind of like it. I haven't, and I haven't also tried different libraries, so I can judge other libraries. But yeah, I am pretty good with it, I guess, and I don't want to change it. I might try a different library in the future, though. First, I will. Yeah, I like I will be I am planning to work on those overlays and everything, but first I want to complete this project. Then I will start doing those fun streams and chill streams. Okay, I will need to go through all the users first. Oh, I didn't knew that it uses the JS engine. That's good thing to know. Okay. So it's for each. For each user, I am pushing to response user. Oh yeah, I can use map, but I am not very good at doing this. Make sure I haven't used it for a while, I guess. JS map function. Yeah, and now we are returning only useful information. So that is done. The only thing we need to do is we need to make sure that we are hashing the password before we save to the database. Okay. It was encrypt and has the password. So I will just import this bgrep lib file in this user index file. Um, does validator has access to username? Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, because yeah, it is. I am using the username after the auth middleware, so yeah, I can access the logged in username in the validator. Wait a minute. I am lost in my code. Yeah, I am hashing the password. Think I will need to update as well. Okay, and it should be hashed password now. True. Yeah, yeah, I did. Oh, okay, yeah. Rather than doing this, like John to John. Oh, true. Yeah, yeah. I understand what you're saying. Okay. We can do it at this point. So if the request dot username equal to the request dot body dot username, then although we are not I think I would rather make this. Oh, okay, yeah, I will do this and if the password does not exist in the body, then we'll just error out that what should be the error message? Do you have any tips? Another thing that why we cannot use import in the node, it gives me errors. We cannot use the import because the import is used by Babel. So if you will look at Babel, so Babel is used on the front end and it uses the import to import different files or library in that JavaScript file, while on the other hand the node uses the require. It's called there is a name for that. So these are basically two different ways to import files in different scenarios. You can set up your Node.js with the Babel and then you can use import on the backend as well. I haven't tried that before. I have been using require and module.exports. So yeah, you can do that. I think I read a blog on that. Let me try to find it. Yeah, it was this one. I will share the link in the chat. Yeah, that's a good error message, that invalid operation. That was a little optimization in my script, in my application. Thanks, Mr. PhD. Okay, so at this point we know that the username is different. Then we can just directly put that value here. Otherwise, password should be this. Equal to db user dot password. Okay, let me do dot hash password and pass the password as value. So if the hash password is equal to the database password, which means the password is the same, then we will use the default one. Bye, Anand. All the best for the school. Yeah, I am having issues with the keyboard. I usually use the mechanical keyboard and it does make a lot of noise. So if I will be using the stream, so it will make it will make a noise in the background. So you won't be able to hear me clearly. So that's the reason I am using a different one, a normal one, and I am not that much of familiar with the layout, and I am making so many mistakes today. So I think I would rather do this. So if the hashed password is not the equal to the DB the database user's password, then we will update the value with the new hashed password. Then we will save the user and yep. So we are hashing the password here. So I think the user's route is completed at this point. So let's try to create one with a post message called John, and the password is be created. Add path password user create line 46. Cast to string field for you value promise ending at the path password. I think it's here. I think I will need to await it and make this function async. We'll need to do the same for this one. I am not getting any response. Why would that? Okay, yeah, I think yeah, the application was starting. Okay, so the John has been created. If I try to create this with the same username, it should fail. Yeah, user already exists. Let's update John. If we are not basically changing any value, it will says that it should be put route and Sam. Oh, did I? Okay. We are getting error in this one. Data and sort arguments required. Where is it? Let me take a look at the error first. Data and sort arguments. Okay. I am passing the password in all the values. Oh yeah, because password does not exist. If password exists, then we will make these changes. We are making these changes always. It should have sent the error. User validator. So the request.username is equal to request.body.username. And there is no password. Oh, it should be request.parents.username. Because I was matching it with the logged in user, and the logged in user will be the admin, so that's why it was passing this test. So it is working now. Yes, Anand, I am planning to do every week, but the last week I was very busy and I had few plans, so because of that reason I couldn't. But I am planning to do stream every week. Need or instead of and. I am using and because a user may not pass username as a body, but because admin only want to change the password, so at that time the body will only include password. So I am trying to cover that scenario. Change it to password 1. Has been updated successfully. We will try deleting it. It doesn't require anything, and cool. Yep, it is working. All the routes are working as expected. Let's make sure it should be create. And the get route, and it is listing all the users including admin. Yeah. Yeah, and I am planning. I was planning to do it at 50 subscribers. I was planning to do a stream where I will create a Discord server with all of you guys. So I am not sure. I might start creating it now, I guess, as I already have 21. Cool. So that was the whole plan for this stream. We have completed this users route. In the next stream we will start working on the products. So there are a product will have a name, it will have a array of strings which will basically reference to another table which will have all the stores the where the admin is usually buy different things. Not really. The Android is asking, is there any reason you choose YouTube or Twitch? There isn't any specific reason. I am not, the thing is I am not that familiar with the Twitch. I haven't used it that much. I have started like watching streams of other coders and other gamers like around a 1 or 2 month, I guess. So because of that reason, I am not very familiar with it, and I don't think so I will be able to do good on Twitch. So that's why I started doing on the YouTube. I might start Twitch stream on. I might start streaming on Twitch maybe in a year or so. I am not sure though. Yeah, that Mr. PhD is saying that adding a middleware so that other users can't access it. I have already did that in the index route. So it is already protected that if the user is logged in, and then we are also checking that if the user is admin or not. So I think I'm gonna end the stream now. If you guys have any question, feel free to put it in the chat. I will try to answer my best. Okay. Oh, okay. I didn't knew that. That's 0.3. Yeah, that was a good question. Okay. I will push this code. Okay, let's try that. What the hell? Yeah, like that. The slash W is really cool. I never knew that. It also includes the underscore. That's nice. Yeah, I will update regex. Okay. I think I can change it like this, right? And this. And the same goes for user validator. Yeah, I was over slash D, but I never used it. And for because it's the opposite. Oh yeah. Yeah, it should be. I think it's capital W. Oh, sorry. And for uppercase, it's the opposite. I didn't catch you. What do you mean, Mr. PhD? I am a bit confused. Oh yeah, yeah. Slash D is not digit. Yeah. Okay, okay. I got that. Yeah. Okay. It is failing with our new regex XP. Okay. I think. Oh yeah, yeah. I see now what you mean by the opposite. Yeah. So if basically we will capital any letters in regex, it will just opposite. Okay. Yeah. That was good to know. I think I need to take a regex classes. User already exists. Cool. And yeah, it is working now. I will push this code to the repo. Okay, I will need to change my SSH key. Just a sec. Should push it now. Uh, GA is basically the aliases I am using. Uh, I learned those aliases from Coding Garden, and let me just show it. So these are the aliases that I am using. So basically GA means git add, and GAA means add all the files that have uh, untracked changes. So these are different aliases. I am using this profile from W3CJ. If you have seen the coding garden with CJ, I learned it from there. I copied this bash profile from him. Here is his channel. He's a really good YouTuber. I learned a lot of things from him. And I will try to find his bash profile. And here is the file. Here is the bash profile that I am using. Okay, I will put the link in the chat. Yeah, unfortunately you can't do it on the Windows. I'm not sure if there is a workaround similar to this, but I don't think so. Yeah, that might work. Or command line. I have been using aliases a lot. We use it a lot on work as well. On my work, we don't really remember the real commands. We usually just use the aliases all the time. So I think I'm gonna end the stream now. I will I think I will be doing another stream this week. I will start working on the products, and I'm also working on creating a code katas videos. I have uploaded one video on that. If you haven't seen it, please check it out. It's this one, where like I am trying to create those videos so that everyone can see the thought process of solving different challenges. Thanks, Mr. PhD. So I think I'm gonna end the stream now. I will be back soon. Let me if you have any questions, or if you have any suggestion for me, please feel free to add a comment in the comment box, and see you soon.